Hi, everyone. My name is Ben Cody, and I am an attorney, and I practice in Marshfield, Massachusetts. And one of the interesting things about my practice is that I have more than one area that I practice in. So the law has become increasingly focused on specialization. So 50 years ago, if you went into a law firm, there's a good chance that you would meet a general practitioner, somebody that practiced in multiple areas of law. That is still true, especially in rural areas across the country. But generally speaking, lawyers are encouraged to specialize and focus on that particular area. In general, that's a good thing. It means that lawyers will have more specialized knowledge in one particular area, and they'll be better in that area. But I think there's still room for having more than one practice area, especially when they are complementary to each other. So today's video, we're going to go through why I practice in both estate planning and real estate law, why they are complementary to each other, why it's in the client's best interest, real estate agents who refer us matters, why it's in their best interest, financial advisors, it's in their best interest, and why it actually works for our firm as well. Getting right into it, why these two areas work together, there's three big reasons. Number one, real estate's often the largest asset in an estate. So when somebody comes in and we're talking about their estate, what is the proper strategy to use? The thing that we will often find is that the equity that's built into the person's home constitutes a large portion of their estate. And that's meaningful for both estate tax purposes, but also investment strategy. So it's helpful to have competence and experience in both of those areas. We can help safeguard that particular asset. We can make sure that it's funded correctly. We can also talk with authority with respect to selling and downsizing, and how mortgage lending will work in the context of trust planning, or in the case of investment property, how LLCs will be treated. So having that cross knowledge is really important, especially when it's a large part of the overall estate. We can help align ownership protection and transfer strategies, and that'll benefit the client. So when we do a closing, we're not just thinking, okay, how do we have the closing move into the person's name? We're also thinking about how do we actually protect that asset with LLCs? How do we make sure that we're avoiding probate? How does this fit into our client's overall estate plan? There's also cross-practice knowledge, so this allows us to provide a comprehensive approach. We're able to spot things that you might not be able to spot if you're focused just on transactional work or if you're just focused on estate planning. So our clients benefit in a number of ways. So we have comprehensive asset protection and transfer strategies. So we're thinking about things in a holistic way, rather than just from our perspective in one of these practice areas. We're able to help avoid probate through proper titling and trust integration. So we're thinking, okay, sure, we're going to buy in your name, but how do we make sure that this gets into a structure, whether it's a trust or some other structure where we're avoiding probate, minimizing taxes, providing for the client's children or other dependents in the future. We're simplifying complex situations when there are multiple properties and LLCs. So we'll often have clients that come in with large portfolios, and we're able to kind of simplify how this all works together. We can talk the talk with respect to their lenders. We can talk the talk with respect to their financial advisor and their tax professionals. And so we're translating between those two worlds. We can make sure that there's tax efficient planning for real estate, whether that's capital gains planning or we're thinking about estate taxes. We're able to kind of bridge that gap. And then we can also provide the client with some peace of mind. So there's seamless coordination. We're not saying, oh, well, you need to talk to your estate planning attorney to find out this issue with respect to how does this fit in with your overall plan. We're able to give guidance in both the context of the transactional work, or in some cases, sometimes there's a title clearing or a litigation role, but primarily transaction and estate planning. How do those two worlds fit together? So the number one way that cases come into our office are referrals from real estate agents that we work with. And so it's important to us that we make that a relationship that works for our agent partners. And so part of that is we're able to help our partners with estate and trust sales. So whether it's somebody that's incapacitated and their backup trustee is selling the property, somebody's passed away and we're actually selling the property out of an estate where there is no trust, we understand how probate and estates work in the context of real estate transactions. And frankly, that's what makes us really effective in making sure things are titled correctly. We've seen the problems, the title defects that derail closings, so we're able to avoid those when we're actually funding the trust. And that's really what we mean by we're ensuring legal compliance. Are we crossing all our T's, dotting all our I's, and making sure that things are set up correctly and funded correctly at the Registry of Deeds. We differentiate our partners' offer of service. And what do I mean by that? So there are tons of real estate agents, there are tons of attorneys, frankly, but we're able to help our real estate partners differentiate themselves so when they go to meet with somebody, they say, oh, I can without a doubt help you selling out of a trust or selling out of an estate because I have somebody that I work with that's able to answer any questions, come up with a comprehensive strategy for the sale of the property. It's an added we're adding tools to our partners' toolbox in a way that's very accessible and makes their clients, and by extension our clients, feel very protected. And then we also provide long-term support for clients. So when we're working with a client that purchases a property and we are hearing that they're thinking about selling, we're able to bring that person back and re-engage with that same real estate agent that's referred to us. If I'm sure that in 90% of cases, the person's had a great experience and wants to work with that agent again, but we're able to re-endorse the referral partner when we're talking with our estate planning clients that come out of these real estate transactions. So it's a way for us to make sure that the bond between our partner and the ultimate client remains strong. There are also benefits for our financial advisor clients. So a financial advisor might refer us a client, and part of what we're looking at are their real estate documents. So we're able to help their clients that have real estate investments. That's obvious, but we're able to do it in a way that we understand what issues are coming up. We understand, for instance, how evictions work in the context of investment properties. We're able to offer comprehensive service so we don't have to bring in somebody else to answer these questions. We're preserving spheres. So what I mean by that is we've found that there are groups of professionals that will work together. And so we're able to maintain a tight-knit sphere because we're not bringing in additional people. We're not having to sub out this work. We can create this comprehensive protection for the financial advisor's client. And we're also offering estate planning strategies that complement the investment plan. So whether this is an investment property or it's a primary residence, we're always thinking, how does this fit in with the estate plan? How do we make sure that we're not stepping on the financial advisor's toes with respect to their recommendations for investments or the overall portfolio, and all in a way that's protective and helpful to the client. And it doesn't just stop with agents or financial advisors. There's also tangible benefits for lenders. So we're able to navigate complicated trust and corporate structures. We're able to make sure that we're complying with regulation, whether that's Fannie Mae or internal bank lending guidelines. If we're doing commercial loans, we're able to simplify transactions with complex participants. So what I mean by that is I can look, especially in the context of a commercial loan, where I represent a commercial bank, I'm able to look at the estate planning documents and say, oh, okay, this is exactly what this trust is saying. Here are the powers that the trustee has. Here are the beneficiaries. Here are the eventualities if one or more of the grantors or the trustees pass away. We're able to simplify things so that from an underwriting and a lending perspective, we're the translator. We can say this is exactly what's going to happen. And then we add value to clients who need lending and estate planning support. So primarily in the context of residential real estate, because it would sort of be it's probably improper for us to represent both a lender and a borrower in a commercial transaction, although that's probably a topic for another video. But realistically, we're adding value because in the context of a residential transaction, we can help the person purchase a home and then fit it in with a comprehensive plan to make sure that they're protected, which makes the lender look great. So the lender is the beneficiary, or receives the benefit of that good experience that the borrower has. When the borrower is ready to buy that vacation home, refinance, or they want to buy the next home, it just adds to the feeling that borrower had, where they say, yeah, I was really satisfied and feel protected. And then ultimately, there's a benefit to us as well. So we are able to get recurring engagement. So somebody buys a house, they come back, they can work on a trust, they might come back to do amendments or change things. They can refer people not only that are buying homes that are in their life, so friends and family, but also estate planning matters and probate matters. And then eventually we're able to help with their purchase of another property in the future, or even purchases for their children. So it's a way for us to open up our practice offerings so we can help more people and ultimately re-engage with our existing clients. It strengthens referral partnerships, so I'm much more valuable if I have cross-practice competence and can understand how these different areas mesh together and can solve problems. And unique problem solving is important as well. So how do we actually address these issues, and how do we do it in a way that doesn't set us up for an issue in the future? And then it helps us expand our client base. And the more people that I can meet with, obviously, the better we do in terms of providing legal products, but ultimately it allows us to make referrals to our partners as well. So if there's a connection or a client where we're not, where there's no financial advisor involved, it allows us to make that outbound referral and connect the client and make them or help protect them. And the same is true with a referral from a financial advisor. Maybe they have a financial advisor, but they don't have a real estate agent that they trust, and there's a need for one. We're able to be that liaison and bring really great professionals together and make those introductions, which ultimately helps us. Bringing it all together. Practicing in both areas provides value to our clients, partners, and our firm. Expertise in real estate and estate planning ensures seamless, comprehensive solutions. So we're not duct taping things together, scotch tape, whatever analogy you want. We're creating a comprehensive plan that all works together. And I would say let's work together to address legal needs for partner on future referrals. So I'm always looking to work with new partners and new clients. And I'd like to be able to help as many people as possible. And this synergistic relationship between real estate and estate planning, I think, allows us to do that in a really helpful way. So, are you ready to collaborate? If you are, I'd encourage you to reach out, visit our website, check us out and see what we're all about. But just give us a call and ask to set up an appointment. I love to talk to people, even if it's a one-off question. We don't even represent the client. We can be a second set of eyes and look something over, answer a question about how a document's drafted. We're here to be a resource, because my feeling is if we're able to provide value, if we're able to help your client now, that's a way for us to build a relationship in the future. And I think my practice is built entirely on developing relationships and working towards the long term. So reach out to me by email if that's helpful as well. And if you have any specific questions, I'd encourage you to put them down in the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'd love a subscription and a like. It helps making this content, because it's that feedback loop that says, yes, this is the kind of content that people are interested in watching. So until next time, I look forward to talking to you soon.